Number 1. Airbus A350. The A350 has entered a number of airlines' fleets over the past few years, and it is quickly becoming a passenger favorite. This fuel-efficient twin-engined long-haul plane is unbelievably quiet, though it still feels powerful, and boasts a lower cabin altitude, higher humidity, taller ceilings and bigger windows. It's a good bet it'll also have all the modern airplane perks like mood lighting and the latest entertainment systems and Wi-Fi. Oh, and then there's the stunning tail camera. Seats in economy are usually laid out in a 333 configuration, the same as most Boeing 787s, but the A350 cabin is wider, so everyone gets more room to stretch out. Some airlines that have it: Qatar Airways, Delta, Finnair, Japan Airlines, Lufthansa, Cathay Pacific, Singapore Airlines. Coming soon. Scandinavian Airlines gets their first A350 in December. Number 1. Airbus A380. The A380 may soon be a thing of the past, after Airbus announced this year that due to slow sales, it would be halting production in the next couple of years. But the double-decker behemoth remains a fantastic airplane to fly on, even if it's a little too big for most airlines to make money with. It's quiet and smooth, handles turbulence better than just about anything out there, and evokes a romantic cruise ship in the sky feeling. Downsides: it has relatively small windows, its lower deck is almost overly cavernous, and boarding and deplaning alongside so many people at once can be a slow process. But still, it's a very comfortable airplane. Some airlines that have it: British Airways, Lufthansa, Air France, All Nippon Airways, Etihad, Emirates, Qatar Airways, Singapore Airlines, Thai Airways, Qantas. Coming soon. Unfortunately, there are unlikely to be any new airlines operating the type, and some of the above airlines may soon start to phase them out. Number 1. Boeing 767. This might be a surprise because the 767 is an older plane, but it's still a transatlantic workhorse. Turns out it ranks number 3 across the pond, and there's one simple reason to choose it: a 2-3-2 configuration in economy. That means only one middle seat for every row, and for those traveling in pairs, it's a nice option for sitting together and having a window without a stranger sharing your set of seats. And although it's an older aircraft at this point, most of the 767s still flying have the nice 777 style overhead bins and reasonably comfortable interiors anyway. If it's between a 767 and a 787, with its narrow 333 configuration, see below for more on that. I'll pick a 767 every time. Some airlines that have it: United, Delta, American, LATAM, Austrian Airlines, All Nippon Airways, Japan Airlines. Coming soon. None, but there are rumors that Boeing may launch a new engine variant and extend its life further. We'll see what happens. Extend its life further. We'll see what happens. End its life. Number 1. Boeing 787 Dreamliner. It's a good new plane in a number of ways, with many of the benefits of the A350, including bigger windows and a more comfortable pressurization and humidity. But it has two distinct problems. The first is relatively minor, but annoying. It has high-tech dimming windows, instead of physical window shades, that can be controlled by the cabin crew, meaning if they don't want you to look out the window, you won't get to. The second one is the deal-breaker. Nearly all airlines use a 333 configuration in economy, and the cabin is really a little too narrow for that, meaning a full flight in the back of the plane is borderline torture with narrow seats and no shoulder and elbow room. Number 1. Airbus A220. The A220's benefits are covered here at length, but to rehash briefly. It's a fantastically roomy plane considering its relatively small, seat count just over 100, it's quiet, and it has all the newest tech like nice lighting and more. Some airlines that have it: Delta, Air Baltic, Swiss, Korean Air, Air Tanzania. Coming soon. Air Canada, Air France, and more. Number 1. Airbus A320neo. The A320neo looks about the same as older A320 family planes, but you can tell it apart by its much bigger engines and distinctive winglets. As an older aircraft with some design improvements, it doesn't change the game for passengers like the A350 does, but you're much more likely to come across an A320-sized plane, and if you do, see if you have the option of a neo. Look out for code 32N or A20N. The big plus is a much quieter flight, plus likely a more modern cabin with nice lighting. It's also fuel efficient and puts out less emissions. Downsides. It's still a 3-3 configured plane in economy, which means that those who like a window seat have to be sandwiched in by up to 2 strangers. Some airlines that have it: Delta, American, Frontier, Spirit, Interjet, SAS, British Airways, Lufthansa, TAP, Turkish Airlines. Coming soon. With over 6,000 on order, there are many on the way across the world. And for one to avoid,